Hey, what's going on, world? What's going on, you guys? Um, it's me, your boy Matt Thomas, your boy Royalty. Um, I want to talk about just mental health. I always want to touch on this topic, being that if you guys have been on my channel for a while, you guys know like I've dealt with a little tough time, mentally. I had some really bad thoughts, and I just want to let you know like your mental health is very important. You know, the people that you keep around you, the people that's in your circle, the people you find yourself coming to and stuff like that. This is very, very important. I can't stress this enough because even if you have the most positive people in your life, you're gonna come across some times where you're gonna have difficult situations. You're gonna have difficult interactions and stuff like that. God's gonna test you to see, how strong you are. And even if you aren't strong enough at that point, at some point you'll get there. And everything is a process. Everything is, taking your time with it. What I do want to say to you guys about all of this is that I want to talk about my mental health for a second. Over the course of time, over the past couple of days, weeks, months, I've stressed to myself how important it is for me to stay mentally sane, for me to stay away from negativity, for me to stay away from things that can confuse me or get me out of sorts. But like you grow with people for so long, you interact with people for so long, you like, but if we're friends, if we've been dealing with each other, you kind of don't want to nip it in the butt. But sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you just have to take that loss and pick yourself first. People are going to make you feel bad about it. People will make you feel confused and like, oh my God, how could you leave me alone? How could you? But this is just a choice you have to make. 9 out of 10 it comes with family. Other part comes with friends. Then maybe it's probably relationships and things of that nature. But one thing I can say is, everything going on in the world, this is like mentally draining. It's like I open up my phone, I open up an app, and I see someone being, murdered or assaulted by police. I see someone scared running from the police. I see protesting. I see Black Lives Matter. I see people talk about, well, all lives matter. I see people, complaining about peaceful protests, but the KKK is still real. All of this is pretty crazy to me. All of this is like unbelievable. Like I don't even know where I stand in the place of all of this. I know I'm not no hoe when it comes to these topics because I'm with all the smoke and whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. As far as mental health wise, like it can really be draining. And there are going to be people in your life that's going to just like take little bits and pieces from you, and you have to let that go. I don't know how. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you how. Me, when I need to let people go, I just move. Like I just move off of the topic, move off of the situation. And it's gonna be unfortunate. It's gonna be confusing. It's gonna be bothersome. You're gonna be all over the place. But might be something that you have to do for yourself, because you don't want to be in a situation where everything comes crashing down at the same time. I said to myself, I'm doing everything in my life that I want to do. I'm pushing myself to be better. I'm pushing myself to be great. I hope, God protects me throughout this time. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I hope God protects me throughout this time. I hope I don't have to deal with these things. And then I say to myself, well, I have a platform, and then God might use me to give you guys a testimony. Like, what if I am one of those guys that have to get stopped and, get roughed up by police? What if I am one of those guys that, I get up to that upper echelon where I have my own place and I live in that type of neighborhood where you're not supposed to live in this type of neighborhood, and people are like, you're not supposed, you don't belong here, you don't, where do you actually live at? These are things that I haven't really put into perspective, but like it might be something I have to deal with, because from now to then, my platform will be immense. Like I will have impacted so much. With that being said, I just kind of sit back and just think about everything. I walk outside and I'm very engaging. If I walk past a police officer, like the same way I walk around in the hood. If a person's staring at me, I'm like, what's up? Like, how you doing? Like, I check their temperature because I want to know what type of time you on, so I could just already be aware of it. I want that line of communication open so I could just kind of feel the vibe. Some people might agree with it, some people might not, but I want to make sure we catch eye contact. I want to make sure that we, know what's going on. I do know my laws. I do know that I do have a right not to say anything. I do know that I can't protect myself. I do know the citizens' laws and all of that. And although that might work, sometimes that might not even save you. Looking at these shootings and looking at people running away and getting killed, and people just the way that it's handled, differently is just crazy. And with that, on top of everything else in people's lives, I can understand like the mental health thing can be very strenuous. It's just, you're not wrong for how you want to be treated. You're not wrong for how you want to be loved. If a person doesn't agree with it, and a person is like, makes you feel crazy for what you're asking for, you just have to leave them alone. You just have to go on and do your own thing. That's just something you just gonna have to do, because only you gonna love you to the best abilities. They're gonna love you to the best that you can possibly love. And then from that point on, then you have to keep asking for more. Like you have to keep making sure that you're making yourself happy before anybody else makes you happy. Because somebody can come into your life doing everything that you want them to do, and it still won't be enough if you're not happy internally. This is the conversations and the battles that I have in my mind, and I'm kind of just putting it out. And it might seem like it's all over the place, but this is like a real topic. Like, when was the last time a person asked, me, like, yo, Matt, how are you? How are you with this situation? How are you with, these cops and killers? How are you feeling with everything going on? You're the strongest of all of us that, when we come to things, but how are you feeling? And, you guys don't have to ask, because I'm going to just tell you anyway. I feel like I'm pretty transparent with you guys. I'm going to always tell you. But, yeah, this is unbelievable, man. This is crazy. Realizing that mental health is so important. I told myself, like, I would never get to the point that I was at. And anytime I feel myself, like, kind of, like dabbing back into that, I snap myself, yo, what you doing? Let's get going. Let's go work out. Let's go do something. Like, I have to grab myself and be like, yo, this is not about to happen. We worked too hard to get to this point. We worked too hard to get this far, so, let's make sure we on a different type of time. And that's just me. Like, I'm just telling you guys where my mind is at, how I feel about it, and how I push for things. As far as for you, I don't know where your mental health is at. I don't know how you are about the situations that's going on in life. I don't know how your household is. I don't know how your relationships are. But you got to keep pushing. Got to keep wanting more. Got to keep fighting. Got to keep fighting. If you don't fight for you, then nobody else deserves to fight for you. I feel like there's so many lost cases in the world right now because people are trying to find themselves so much that they find themselves on social media, and that feels like that's who they really are. That's not who you really are at all. You could post all these highlights and post all these pictures and make people believe that you're living a good life when in actuality you're not. That's one thing I always said to myself, is that I don't want to look like I'm living a good life. I actually want to have a good life. I actually want better for me. I actually want to have a better understanding of things that I'm dealing with. If I don't, then I don't want it. I don't want to have to compromise myself anymore to get to where I want in life. A person can't treat you bad and then do one good thing and then feel like things are even. Everything about life is consistency. Everything about life is staying true, staying on it. Like I said, if I told you guys all the thoughts in my head, I'd be talking for hours. But that's just something I just want to touch with you guys and let you guys know, like, mental health is very important. Make sure your foundation with that is pretty solid. Please be careful in these times, because obviously within these times, everything is sensitive. Everything is everything is everything. Just wanted to give you guys an update as far as where my mind is at with everything. And at the same time, while I'm talking to you guys, I'm thinking. But yeah, this is This is no easy task. No easy task at all, you know, so make sure you guys are focusing it. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourself. Make sure you guys are praying. Make sure you guys are meditating. Whatever you're doing, even working out, make sure you guys are sticking with it. Because if you're not, hate to be unprepared going into a situation where you needed to be prepared for. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Later, y'all.